Thank you so much for this elevating introduction. I'm truly honored and privileged to be part of your program today. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rami Jawad. I came from Saudi Arabia. A lot, Saudi Arabia just it's an Asia continent, and it's if you want to drive from the East Coast to the West Coast, it will take you around more than 25 hours. It's like a big country, and I'm sure that you have heard a lot about it recently, where a lot of activities is going, a lot of reformation. We will be hosting the World Cup also, in another 10 years. Apart of that, in Toastmasters, we used to be one district a few years ago, and it's occupying the entire Saudi Arabia. We reformed a few years ago, and District 79 has the third majority of the Saudi Arabia. We are in the East Coast and in the central and the north. I personally came from the East region of the Saudi Arabia. And I'm very delighted to be with you, to be part of this Officer Academy. I would like just to begin by really thanking thanking the two ladies. First, the district director, DTM Margarita, to be with you today, to give me the opportunity as a district director. And I really want to sincerely, especially thanks the program quality, DTM Elena, for this opportunity and her support from the beginning of the communication until we are making it here today. And also, it is really a great pleasure to welcome all of the 2,580 members of 116 clubs in 27 areas of 7 divisions across District 109, spanning 16 countries. I really want to thank all of those people and members from Albania, Australia, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Greece, Israel, Italy, Liechtenstein, Malta, Montenegro, North Macedonia, San Marino, Slovenia, Switzerland, Turkey, and the Vatican City. As just the case, and it's as the basis for all the workshops that we deliver in Toastmasters. Those are just a reminder of the mission, values, and promise on which this workshop is developed on. In Toastmasters International, we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. In District Mission, we build the new clubs and support all the clubs in achieving excellence. Our clubs provide supportive and learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And our core values is integrity, respect, service, and excellence. And we have one brand, which is empowering individuals through personal and professional development. And we believe that with this promise, Toastmasters International makes to the club members, once we have reached this goal consistently through all clubs across the globe, we will have achieved a club excellence. And this Toastmaster promise, it's starting from attending the club meetings until you act with the core value as a leader. Yeah. And there's a lot of references that I really spent a lot of time to read and put it in a way that serve the needs of our district and to connect more with members and to achieve more and deliver more as leaders to the district, club, area, division, and even to the simple members here. Besides all of this, I have added my own humble experience that I'm very delighted to share with you. So allow me at this moment just to introduce myself to you. I joined Toastmasters in 2013 in a club that's called the mother of all the clubs in Saudi Arabia. We are celebrating the 45th anniversary as we speak now in this club. And I had this opportunity to be in a different roles of at the club level, And always we were achieving present distinguished status because of one thing, which is we are connecting with more members, and we were really passionate, and we are like working together as a team, and despite all the ups and downs in our journey. And as the BQD DTM Alna mentioned to you, I have the opportunity to serve in a different district position, starting with the district administration manager on 2016, and throughout this year, I'm the immediate past district director. So I was able to serve in a six different executive roles in the district office, which really exposed me to a lot of experience and a lot of challenge as well. But at the end of the day, it was a really rewarding journey to me. And I have humbly achieved a quite number of recognition. However, the most remarkable recognition in Toastmaster was recently. It was the Leadership Excellence in Program Quality by Toastmaster International. 2 years ago, I earned the division director, like President Distinguished Division Director, for leading a division that's full of corporate clubs and a few community clubs, and it was separated across a very geographical areas. When I was the district administration manager, I was also contributing in the president distinguished status that achieved by our district at that time. And it was really a pride to me to achieve this district Toastmaster of the Year on 2015 and 2016. And it's by coincidence I'm speaking about these achievements while one of my great fellow joined me. He is my mentor, Dr. Suleiman, and we know I and him. I was lucky to be mentored by a great leader like him. And when we speak about these achievements, it's all about because we connected with more members and we supported each other as a team. And despite all the differences, all the background that we share, the challenge, at the end of the day, we achieved more. On a professional level, I obtained a bachelor degree with the second honor in computer science. That was 2004 from a university in the Dhahran, which is the east coast of Saudi Arabia. It's called King Fahd University of Petroleum Minerals. And right now I'm speaking, I'm working on Saudi Aramco as a system analyst for more than 15 years. I am a subject matter expert in operational excellence in creating value and optimizing a process for organization and operational system. On personal level, I'm married with two kids, 11 and 17 years old. I like sport and travels. I visited more than 15 countries, and it happens that most of them in some part of Europe. So today, in tonight's workshops, that's all about myself, or let's say a glimpse of who am I today. And tonight's workshop will have the following contents, really. We want to start, having this question about a challenge that we really face, which is connecting with members. We will go over the process of what is the best way of connecting and communicating with members. We'll touch base on the resources, and there is a message that I really want to deliver to you today, and I want it to be like my giveaway to you from all of it. A Q&A session, it could be at the end, or you can just feel free if you have any questions. It's like it's your meeting. I would love to have an interactive session with all of you. It's like an open forum here where we will exchange our ideas, and I believe that District 109, with this diversity of 16 countries, really it will be a very practical solutions, or let's say practical examples for us to discuss today, because you came from 16 countries. Few of the countries has itself a different backgrounds, the different diversity, a lot of a lot of ethnic diversity. Geographically, they are very widely separated. even by language, even by culture, where it's not comparing with my country. It's like we were all one country. So most of a lot of the tradition were like shared, and it's the challenge. We have a different type of challenge here. So are you ready for the presentation? Can I see I like a thumbs up? Yes. Thank you so much, So what comes in your mind when you hear the phrase connect with more members? In a diverse member, in the diversity of member of your country, of your district now, where you communicate with different language, you have a different technologies. Do you really see it is a very challenging? What comes in your mind when I tell you connect with others? Do you want to use the chat, or do you want to participate over the voice? Can we type in the chat if it's what comes in your mind when we hear this phrase, connecting with others, making an impact on the person by Celine? What else? Don't you feel it's like making sure that we can speak across culture? Don't you think that speaking with more members, it means I want to reach out to more members, more members to the clubs, more members of the ExCom, more members of the council, more meet them where they are at? Yes, meeting people physically, interacting with them by voice, by messages, by different means, right? Nowadays, we have Skype, WhatsApp, phones, text messages, virtual meeting, in person. In District 109, we have 16 countries. I'm assuming that you don't speak all the same language. Even within the country, maybe you are speaking 1 or 2 or 3 languages. I met a friend from one of the European countries, I think Belgium, yeah. He told me I speak 6 languages. Don't you think this is really a challenging? If you are really in one country, you feel that it is very challenging. What if I tell you today that the challenge to connect with member is becoming the cause for success? Do you think do you agree with me? That if you were able to communicate together and connect together as a member of council or member of executive committee, or even as a trio, don't you believe that if you both can exchange and interact with each other, you can become it is the pathway for, or the roadmap for success? If you agree, just raise your hand if you agree with me with this. So we are all in agreement that connecting with more member, making sure that we understand each other is a real challenge today, and it's the road to success. So that's our challenge today. Our challenge in this technology and diverse is what is the best way to communicate with our members. If I am a club member or a club officer, I will take this challenge as communicating with my officer, communicating with my member. If I am at the area division level, it is about communicating with my council. If I'm at the district level, I'm speaking about the extended district leadership team and the trio, and beyond that as well. Don't you feel that it is a real challenge nowadays to find the best way to communicate with our member in order to satisfy their needs, feel motivated and inspired, to make sure to fulfill the district and Toastmaster International mission? Do you think that there is a magical stick that we can just click on and it will pass the message to all? Don't you feel that you really wanted to have some magic? You wanted to have a way that you can communicate with people and more members. Why I'm emphasizing on more members is the more you can communicate, the more that you have an influence and the more you can get more results. I'm speaking about 2,500 members in 109. But what do you think if we lift one member and it happened to be that a member is influential? Don't you feel that the more you connect with people, the more you connect with member, the more that you can get results? So my simple things today is couldn't agree anymore. Yeah. What if I tell you today that the way to connect with more member is something called strategy? Developing a strategy along with the techniques today is a key success for any leader. Today, my workshops will contribute to support you to work on the strategy for your district or your club and how your club or district will become a success over the next year. So you can be able to connect with more members to achieve excellence. Why don't we today shift our focus on connecting from by technology or by means to connecting them with a strategy, with tactics? With the strategy, we were able to connect all the resources that we have. Because through the technology is we will define what we really want. As a club president, you want to become president distinguished, right? The same thing with the district. As a member, don't you feel that you want to be contained and fulfill your promise and delivered more? Don't you want to feel that you have been recognized? Through the strategy that we will try to tailor today through some set of recommended strategies that has been collected by Toastmasters, we will able to tailor a recipe called strategy to achieve the vision of the district, which is building a new club and supporting all the clubs to achieve excellence. With the strategy, if you look at this pyramid, don't you think that the strategy is like the middle between the other two pillars? It is like the center and the beating heart of achieving the vision into putting the vision into action. Toastmaster already has defined us the vision and the mission and even the goals. For the district, you have this district success plan where you have the goals that you can achieve. In the clubs, you have the DCP program. You have the timelines, you have the quality KPIs that you have to achieve. All what will differ here is the strategy that you want to approach. And there is not one for all. Each club has its own situation. Each district has its own situation. What will differ is what we will be offering or discussing today is like a set of already or proven strong strategies today that we can think of, and it's like a cookie cutters. You go and select the pillars. You select part of this strategy and the tactics as an example of tactics. The idea here is we wanted to sharpen the saw of learning. Why should I start from zero? In our field, in technology, they always say copy and paste and re-innovate and never reinvent the wheel. Those strategies has been a proven a success. Today, just have a seat and shift your mindset and come with me in a journey that we will go through on how do we build our customized strategy. From each division, country, area, and club, It will differ, of course. But at the end of the day, we will unify under one vision. Either we want to build our new club or we want to achieve excellence. As I mentioned to you, the strategy is, what is it? It will tell us what is it and how do I make it work? And it is just a vision. From the vision to action, it will help us and guide us to be a success. As I told you, the strategy is our pillar, and it is just defined as the action to achieve goals. With the strategy, we will be reaching the vision, objective. We will have a better commitment. We will save cost. We will be able to manage team, and we will have an exceptional brand awareness. And do you know what is our exceptional brand awareness in Toastmasters? It's a service leadership, where we are volunteering to support the community. As I mentioned to you, each club district has a different strategy. And during my term, when I was like a district officer, our strategy is to reach out for more areas and cities because of the geographical area. Maybe in your country, it is something different. I can see that like a language clubs, it could be an opportunity because of the diversity of the language. It is the same thing wherever you go. It's based on the diversity, based on your analysis of the district, the club, the area. It will really matters. So what is the process? Do you really feel that there is a process that you can build up your strategy? Yes, there is. Developing a strategy with technique is a key success for a leader. When we develop a strategy, deciding on which tactics and making a plan, and we follow up to it, we achieve, or let's say we fulfill our journey as a leader. The difference between the two parts of the Toastmasters element, which is communication and leadership, is this one here. Leader is someone who thinks, act, do some tactics, and at the end get the result. Communicators, they go for the contest and they want to compete and they want to be the champion of public speaking. Effective leaders and high-performing teams with the district has proven to enhance success in achieving district success. This is why we care about having strategy, tactics, and plans. We all know this. As a district and a club team, we develop district or club success plan to connect with more members, right? And to be in line with district slogan this year of District 109. I believe you selected learn together, excel together, and dream together. Don't you think that a strategy can connect the dots? As the leader, let me just touch base on this important aspect. This picture is just summarizing to you that as a leader, you always keep in mind that Toastmasters is the educational organization. And all what you want, we want all our members and all leaders to keep on learning and developing across. That's what we do. Development of the district plan and the club success stand is like another opportunity for us to learn and grow. As a leader, you start developing skills. You have the learning environment. You receive some training from the club up to the district. You have some mentors who can develop and support you. And then you always have an outcome. With this strategy, tactics, and goals, I'm sure will make a difference in your leadership journey. As I mentioned to you, or maybe it will come into your mind, what comes in your mind is each district can fulfill the district and mission to achieve excellence. Leader achieve result for their by giving the attention to their member and connecting more. However, you may have this in your mind. What is the difference of strategy, goals, and tactics? And here you go. A goal is a result, a strategy is an approach, a tactic is a set of action. Putting it all together, tell you this, share with you this process. And this is what we really want to use it through our workshop. We have a goal in our mind. As a club president, I want to have the best club experience, or I want to be the best club president. This is a result. What is your approach? Is to focus on the member experience. What is your tactic? DCV point and some other additional goals. That is a simple example, and you can go beyond, and the sky is limit. The success planning, if you planned, like any process, you start with the planning. When we start together, we develop a success plan. As a club president, as an area director, as a division director, even as a district leader. This is just a summary here. When you start to plan, you do an analysis, you come up with your strategy, you do some planning, you keep refining, expanding, rolling up, and keep quarterly reviewing what you have done. In your analysis, always think of continuity. And it's always recommended by Toastmasters International that you start with SWOT analysis at the club, area, division, district. Strength, where really you have the strength on. Weaknesses is just the area of improvement. Opportunity is where you can flip the paradigm and take it to the next level. Threats is kind of a challenge more than the threats. When you have done this, make sure that you consult with previous team, you review the dashboards, and it really will matters. And it's better, and if you are really doing that analysis, make sure to have the alignment on the following: support leadership and development, team developments, communications to communicate with your leaders, membership payment to growth, club growth, and distinguished club. I call these 5 is the pillar of your strategy. The SWOT analysis, as I mentioned, it's always the way to go in your beginning of the term. In the strategy, this is where you use the vision of Toastmaster and just have a set of goals. And define your strategies that you want to achieve the goals, and then the tactics that will implement this strategy. The last 2, where this workshop can be an inspiration with the collection of strategies and tactics that will present it to you here. So when you plan, for each plan, you will have a tactic. There is a list of actions to be taken by the team to achieve that goal. At the end, you need to determine the budget, the timelines, and the incentive and the recognition. Once you are done with this is just something that you can explore more. In the district success plan, you start by determining the internal, external communication, the marketing plan, and the club excellence plan. But in the club, you can just thought of the program quality strategy, which is achieving excellence using the DCV point. That is your axle and your anchor to start planning. As you go, you will have to refine and keep reviewing this. With district, there is a district success plan that you can review with the RA and the district executive committee. And at the end, you submit it toward the quarter. In the club, you can just review it with your club officer. The same thing with the area and the division. And make sure that you keep reviewing your plan and adopt it as needed. And this is just a summary here on what we have said. You will have an initial plan, you will keep refining, you will keep rolling out, You will see how what went wrong and what went well. And it's like an iterative approach here. So you know the process now. Don't you think that you need some resources? Yeah, luckily, Toastmaster has a lots of resources that you have. You can go to the district management website. You have everything available to create your club and success plan, and make sure that you also add any local resources that you could have. Maybe you could have some organization, some entities within your country or company that can help you with. As I mentioned to you, one of the things that's also the recognition is you need to recognize the people who will really support your strategy. And there's a lot of ways to do some public recognition: websites, Facebook, social media, district events. The incentive is something like a reward to the people. Look about, how can you motivate those people who can achieve more, or they are the top performance, which is different from the distinguished recognition program. So speaking about the challenge and the process, here you go. Today, I would like to share with you some district strategies and pillars that I want you to take a note of and take it as the pillars of your district or club or area or division strategy that you want to build. Assume this: you have a paper in front of you and you are trying to develop your strategy.
As advertised, the course will take 6 weeks and the sessions will be on Mondays at 7:30.
Are you talking to me? So is someone having any question, or is that the... Okay. So just imagine this. You have your strategy, you have a paper, and you are writing on the top of it as this is my strategy. Your strategy will consist of 5 pillars. For each of these pillars, I will share with you sets of strategies that Toastmaster International had provided us. And this can be part of your inspiration in your customized strategy. Let's say this: our strategy is to learn together, excel together, dream together, and become ultimately distinguished. Now, we will have 5 pillars here. If we want to achieve this, we will need to focus on leadership and team development, communication, membership retention and growth, new clubs, and club excellence. So now in your strategy, you will have 4 pillars now. These are the pillars. In each pillar now, we will be selecting some actions and tactics, and we will define at which level this will help you or can be applied. We will go over each area now, and we will find a list of strategies that you can use as a source of inspiration for defining your own strategy and tactics. For each tactic, a number showing will be suggesting in which level the tactic works best. I will present it to you now. When you see level 1, it means this is at the club level. When you see as area, it is level 2. When you see number 3, it's a division. 4 is the district. Are we ready? Let's move on. We want to achieve similarly distinguished this year. What should we do in leadership and team development? We need to deliver training to the division club officers. We want to maximize it. We want to assure that everyone has trained. We want also to provide a training for the district officer. We want to focus on mentoring. And we want also to have collaborative team-based leadership approach. So let's see what we can do and deliver here. Here you go. In pillar number 1, leadership and team development. Let's define our strategy in this pillar. Do you consider yourself a smaller geographically or larger geographical district? Let's say we are large geographical, and let's look at the tactics that we can use here. How can we strengthen the leadership and the team? Use a quality trainer could be one of the action items. You can develop training and speaker to training programs. You can have it planning on. Look at the list here. Fill it in your now in the first column of your strategy. In my strategy for District 104, under the header of leadership and team development, I want to deliver quality training. I want to offer session in multiple languages. I want to provide, it is like a cookie cutter that you can select here. Each one of you from different, based on the different area or division or even country, can come up with your preferred list under leadership team development with the consideration of the geographical area. Now, going to the next, on the same pillar now, leadership and development team. Okay, I want to provide more training, not only the minimum. What should I do? Here is the tactics to achieve it. I will have live in-person events. I will have will-based training. Is your division separate geographically? I can also adopt, distribute, and work across division. I can delegate it to the division. What I'm sharing with you is approving strategies and tactics, recommended taxes collected by Toastmasters International. All what you need to do is, based on your analysis, you select here. Again, under the leadership and team developments, I want to provide district leader training in centralized location for a richer leader experience. To achieve this, here are the recommended tactics. We need resources with IT profile from TI. I want to focus on the area visit training. I want to have the district current and past district leadership to train me. If we use these tactics as our actions to develop this strategy for this pillar, we will be able to have a strong leadership and team development. What is the number or what is the level that I mentioned to you in the middle? It is the recommendation. Where do you build this? I want to have a stronger club officer training. I can apply this from the area until to the district. If the area, division director, district director work together to develop live in-person events or web-based training and distribute and delegate the divisions among this, don't you think that we can achieve 100% club officer training? Yes, you can. What about the other areas that you are looking for? This is an example here. Leadership team. There is more here to share with you. What else you want? You want to make sure that you have opportunity for future district leader? Is your district is having a challenge to fill the BQD, the CGD role, the district director role, like any other district? Don't you want your district to have a leadership succession, leadership excellence in action? Here you go, guys. Use the supplement, this is a tactic that has been proven to deliver more future district leaders. In your sheet now, under the leadership and the team development element, you just need to define what you want to achieve. It's like a cookie cutter's style here. These has been proven strategies where we can just take it, put it in our strategy. Don't you think that when we put all of these in our mind and we do thorough analysis to our district and communicate it with our member, don't you think that we will connect with more members? Don't you feel that we will learn together, excel together, and dream together? This will like break all the barriers of communication, of language and everything, and will make you to achieve whatever you want today. Other things, there is another other list here. We are still about the one pillar, which is leadership and team development. Don't you want to have a collaborative team-based leadership approach? Here you go. Here where you start in, from the club level to the district level. Embrace the core value. Make district leader available to all the members. Engage in all the events. These are one of the recommended here. This will add up to your strategy. The more elements that you add, the more that you can build in your strategy, the more you connect with members and achieve the results. Communication here. This is another pillar now. We are done with the team building, leadership, and team development. Now let's go to the second pillar of our strategy today, communication. Don't you feel that either sometimes you are receiving too much communication from the district of the club, or sometimes you feel you are left behind? Here you go. Let's do our analysis. Communication is the key component of Toastmaster experience. We need to create our strategy or our tactics to do the effective communication. I know you will have another training about effective communication, but this tactics that you will learn, it will impact your effective communications and it will add on. Let's look at what tactics that we have. We have another tactics. We want to come up with a calendar, a timeline to assist the district leader and teams to be accountable. Here is another list. The district officer can start with this success plan and put timelines. Number 4 here means, again, it's all for the district. This is when you are a district leader, this is where you can see. One of the challenges that I faced during my journey is where to start. What action items that I can fill in the gaps in my success plan, whether as a club, as a district. When I found this tactics, it really helps because it's proven, it has been collected. It is like from all over the world. And believe me, the message of connecting more members will be strong with more well-structured strategies with those tactics. Which one do you feel more convenient or more practical to you? Is to see some well-designed strategy where you can connect with people. You can use this strategy as your it's like your reference of communication. It will break a lot of barriers of language, of boundaries, of everything. Another thing that we can do to enhance communication is to improve member experience by creating a clear line of communication with district leaders. One of the things that we always face is the district director is not communicating enough, or the district leader is not around, or there is not enough space to communicate. And sometimes you are communicating everything or you're not communicating nothing. Here you go. This is one of the tactics that you can put in your strategy and start implementing. These are some lists here. For example, you want to consider the division council meeting with area breakout meetings. You can, this is one of the tactics. A lot of area directors, sometimes they think it's like communicating virtually or within a group of WhatsApp or social media or phone. It's enough. Why don't we have a breakout rooms online, for example, and brainstorm? These are one of the recommended strategies that we are coming up here with. Same thing. Here is the other thing, like how do we externally and internally communicate? How do we align? If we want to take an example of tactics here, no matter is the platform, the district message should be the same to minimize confusion. That is one of the tactics to make sure that the communication is very effective. The same thing. You want to use team communication to motivate participation, action toward achieving the district mission. Here's another list of tactics that you can use. You can have phone calls, Zoom call, in person. Believe it or not, you may see this like you are overdoing the things, but believe me, it is the best way to communicate with people. How can you, out of the 16 country, when one district agree on something? This is where you agree on a strategy. Let's say that you found that some people, they don't prefer phone calls, and you decided to go with Zoom call. This is where you go. You will use this strategy as a way to connect with more members. Don't you feel that if someone is not comfortable with phone calls, or he is too busy to answer that phone calls, or it is not his cup of tea, don't you feel that we will leave him alone? What about if I use something that's common to everyone? I will be able to get, I will not struggle to have the quorum for XCOM or council. I will not be able to make a decisions if I don't have a well-structured way and strategy. Another pillars here is membership retention and growth. Now we are done with the pillar number 1. We decided on the strategy, tactics that we want to follow. Second was the communication. The third now is the membership growth. This is again, what do you want to achieve for the club, for the district, for the area, for the division? Another set of recommended actions here. Add it to your menu. It is like you are in a buffet of strategy now, and you are adding whatever it suits you. Maybe one member or one area director thinks that he has a membership retention and growth issue, but others, they don't think so. They want to focus on club excellence. What I recommend is you go with the 5 pillars for your strategy, because these are the main pillars of any strategic strategy. Let's take an example here. Welcome a new club monthly onboarding. A lot of people, they miss this out. You never underestimate the induction of members. Believe me, the impact of inducting new members, it makes sometimes a life-lasting effect. Believe me, if you go through all of these tactics and strategies and the pillars, the 5 pillars, you will end up a very inclusive, very comprehensive, very effective strategy that you can communicate with people to achieve what you want. What else here? Monitor club quality. How do we monitor this? This is a recommendation, moment of truth. What is this action, or let's say recommended tactics and strategy, is put whatever we are thinking of just in a very structured way. A quality check, member survey. It is ready-made recipes. You can add it and inject it, and at the end of the day, you will end up with the best delicious dish in your club, in your district. Going to another one, recognize, celebrate achievements. How many of people they thought that it's not very important? You never know how difficult sometimes for a member to complete a level. For you, it as a seasoned Toastmaster, you think it's like it doesn't take too much, but for a new member, sometimes it takes them a lot of challenge. Having this celebrating of level 1, level 2, or Bath or DTM, it really impacts. And those small wins that you see, it will end up with that big journey that you will come up with. Membership retention, again here, being visible, automate answering TDD emails, the My Why campaign. Have you ever thought of this? Short video for a member explaining why joining, why they stay in Toastmaster, or why they join. As a club level, this is part of the way that you can attract more members. Membership retention is a huge list that has a lot of tactics and strategies. It all depends on what you have analyzed. What is the SWOT analysis that you have developed? Again, another list about club ambassadors. How can you come up with ambassadors in the district? Conducting membership drive. This is another ideas. Recruiting available members, resources. How do you publicize your club? How do you conduct a marketing campaign? These are some ready-made strategies proven that can make an impact. And it will be source of your inspiration. The limit is the sky. It is just a cookie cutters that you can just use for you to make the learning model faster and more effective. Again, membership retention, a huge list that I will share with you, and it will be really like what you call it, a list, a menu that you can select. The 80-80 membership building campaign. Some people they like they have some criteria. Okay, they make a campaign that's minimum of 80, maximum of minimum of 8, maximum of 80. Who can make this win? There's also some road shows here, organizing road shows, open house. How can you? I remember having this discussion with Toastmaster Elena. She mentioned to me in Europe, it's Toastmaster is not quietly known. Here is an areas where we can use some of the tactics that can help us here. We ourselves in main cities last year, we conducted some events in public areas, in public gardens, in theaters, and it really well worked. Some of those tactics that you see, I personally have used, and it might needs like another discussion to share with you the results here. The same thing here. This is here. There is a typo here. This should be a new clubs. The title should be a new club here. This should be not. Where was it? Where did I stop here? I will go to just a moment. Let me go to the slide. Yeah. New clubs here. This slide should go to the new clubs. Okay. But the new clubs now here. One of the most stimulating and rewarding ways to introduce the benefits of Toastmaster membership is by organizing new clubs in your district. Here is another tactics that you can use. How can we start a new club? Based on geography, based on institutes, utilize the members of the jobs of the current district executive committee to create a clubs in their company. Here are some ideas to grow up. I know that's 109 reformed several times because of the growing of clubs. And I have visited your website and I love the theme that you say 23, 24, more to come. Here is the more that you can come with. It's a new clubs in a new different areas and geographically and institutional. The same thing. Here is another ideas here for the new clubs. Like use a specialization to drive a new clubs creation. We have a clubs here in Saudi Arabia only for people in specific institutes. We have like technical colleges where we can build up a club for technical college. We have a club for engineers, specific discipline of engineers. They were all under one society, like mechanical engineers under one of the institutes. It could help. These are simple but well-proven tactics. Another thing is the new clubs also. COE forum. Have you ever thought of having a lot COE of a lot of companies or corporate coming to one forum and discussing about the potential of having Toastmasters International or a club in their company? This is one of the things that you can do. So this is the another pillar that you can use is a new club in your strategy. Another one is the club excellence. Don't you want to have always President Distinguished Club every year? Don't you want to increase the number of President Distinguished Club? Here are some tactics here. Events on social social platforms, coaches to help weaker clubs. You have a club coaches ready to help in strengthening all the clubs around you. You increase the participation in the program. Here is it. How do you do this? You appoint a position to track DCP point if you want. You identify milestone for the DCP point. A lot of people, new clubs, they don't really know what is the KPIs. Here is it. Another things. You want to increase the club excellence, moment of truth, success plan, distinguish club, what you call it, sessions. Here is another like list of recommended strategies that you can put in your. The same thing here. You can have a club award. If you want to introduce a club award, here are some tactics. And the list goes. This is what I like is ABCD club analysis. That's mean always president club award. I don't know how did they like abbreviate it to ABCD, but when I look about this term, it means always a club president, like always a president distinguished club. So, as I mentioned to you, those 5 pillars that we spoke about is like along with those tactics, all come up under one golden circle. Is why do we do this? How and what we want to achieve. You may see this list is like a long list, but believe me, it's like you put the ingredients together in that strategy. If you know why you are doing this, and if you know how and what, you completed the circle, the golden circle of connecting with more members. People will speak only one language. It's what is written in that strategy, the 5 pillars that we discussed together. My message today is the vision is the why. The mission is the what. The value is how. What connect all of this is your strategy. It is not the technology. It is not the distance. It is not the language. It's the strategy that makes you to connect with more members. If that is not the case, you need to do a final check. Does everything fit together? Out of all the 5 pillars, the selected strategies, if they don't fit together, give it another try. And this will strengthen the harmony of your brand identity. And remember, our brand is where leaders are made, and we are servant leaders. And as I told you, and the famous quote said is, leaders establish the vision for the future and set the strategy for getting there. If we want to get everyone to get there, and if you want to know the best way to connect with more members and to learn together, excel together, and dream together, there is only one thing that you can use. It is not the language that you speak. It is not the culture that you're born in. It is not the degree that you have. And it's not the charismatic or the personality that you had. It's all about the strategy that you built on the top of the vision, and it has the result and action. And believe it or not, out of the 16 countries here, if you come up with one strategy, everybody will string together, speak together, you will connect with more members. And the end of the day, you will repeat the timidly distinguished district this year again. That's really, my message to you all. And if you have any Q&A, I would love to hear from you. So, yeah, floor is yours. And feel free if you have any question. I think I see Celine is raising her hand, or this is a thumbs up.
Both,
I see
both.
also Louis. I see also Louis. Go ahead, yeah, please. Yeah.
So thank you very much for the session. I think it was very interesting, and it's not really a question, but something that goes really well with what you said about having meetings outside and finding ways to meet with people. So I'm from Malta. We are surrounded by the sea. It's an island, and last summer we organized a meeting at the beach. And it was really nice for members to be outside of the normal meeting space. And it was also a good way to interact with passers-by and people who just were curious about what you were doing. So that is definitely one very good way of interacting with members and future ones as well. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Celine. And if you want to put this in the context of the meeting today, what is the process? Is you analyze. You analyze that you are surrounded by water. You are in an island, okay? And you thought that we need to have more membership, retention and growth. So what we thought is, if we go to that tactic list, you will see something called about the social gathering. Then there will be there will be a recommendation for tactics here. If you want to put that in your mind in a very structured way. So that's really great. It's happened the same thing. It happened that I'm also next to the coast. We had the same thing here. We wanted to enjoy out we get like routine meetings. So we decided to also hold the meeting on the beach or a social gathering on the beach, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes a lot
it's
of sense.
again, it's again, as I mentioned to you, it's the challenge. What is the challenge is connecting with more member, right?
Yeah.
How did we manage it? Using the process of analyze, put a strategy plan, and refine.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you went to that list of the 5 pillars, which is membership, retention, and new members. Okay, and you selected the social. When you come and put this plan together and you share it with your member, what was the reaction? Everybody said yes, I'm for it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get people? They were just isolated and they just joined the team. They were so like bored from the regular meeting. Don't you feel that you connected with more members?
Definitely. We saw some members who hadn't attended a meeting in a really long time, but this specific one, just because it was different, people actually attended. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Believe me, look at the content, try to remap your idea. You will see how does it work. Yeah. So thank you, Celine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any notes, any recommendation, any feedback? Amber, Harvey, Elena. I see Louis Young. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. Yeah. I have to drop on off. Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah. Any comment from you, Harvey, Amber, Celine? You are this work. Dr. Suleiman, thank you for joining. It's really great to have you and to have a mentor to support you all the way. Yeah. I saw your hands raised, Amber. Do you have any question that you want to say?
Yes. Well, I don't have questions right now because I'm still processing everything. This has been very informative, a brainstorming for me. Thank you very much for the way you explained everything. It's lots of light bulbs going off in my head right now, so I have to focus them.
This is what we love to in Toastmaster. A lot of lots of ideas comes on, These ideas can be just reformulated in this process, and the process can be remapped against to the 5 pillars, and then you come up with some tactics, you know. Same as yeah. I had a challenge, for example. Sorry, someone is speaking. Go ahead. Yeah. No.
Oh, well, who did you say to answer?
Yeah, I don't know. For example, let me tell you. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, because practically I was just talking with my mentor today. The reason I joined Toastmasters is because I am planning on opening a club to be helping the youth in my area.
Mhm.
So we had our meeting right before this one. So it's like
I don't. Believe me, you will find something about what your why. Your why. You remember there is some youth leader is like potential. It's a potential like members to me. It's a prospect. It's like sooner or later they will join you. The why for you, it will help you to return and to be part of this community. Put this in the context of what I told you here, like the membership retention and adding more members. What is the strategy? It's like the why. If everybody here has the why that keep them running in Toastmasters, is like it will continue running this organization. For example, my why is I'm a very social. I love to socialize with people, and Toastmaster giving me this. I always say this to Elena is Toastmaster International. The international part is very inspirational to me. You meet with people with different diversity in different type of the words. You learn from them. You exchange the knowledge. End of the day, you become a different person. Yeah.
Good evening. If you allow me to chime in here, Mr. Rami. First of all, very good evening to each one of you. I'm very happy to join in and listen. I'm very proud of what Rami is able to do and deliver. I guess I would say Toastmaster is a journey. It's a safe learning environment where we learn as we go. And these strategies that Mr. Rami just shared, I would recommend that you try them because your service term is 1 year. So you may want to go ahead and test them, see how well they are working for you. And if you need to adjust, you adjust quickly because you don't want to spend 1 full year on something that may not be working for your district. But overall, I think these are all great because they are proven strategies. I work very closely with Mr. Rami. And this is great. I wish you all great success and the very best. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Salman. Thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, sure. Harvey, you want to say something? Or someone else? Yeah.
No, actually, thank you, Rami. It was a very interesting presentation, and I'm thinking to pick some of the strategy to improve myself as a VPM. I was interested on the part of to retain members. That actually, I was actually thinking about what Celine said, that we try to set up some habit to take to have a drink all together after the session to get know each other. It's always another interesting situation to make people know each other, except over the break in the session, within the session. I don't know if you understood me well, but
I get you. I get you. Actually, I understood you well. What you are saying is you are thinking about a building membership building event where you go out for like dinner or dining or drinking together.
yeah,
This is the same idea. This is the same idea as the beach, right? See, why did you thought of this? Go back to the process, analyze. Okay, is your people is like socializing? They enjoy this events. Are it's a building? It's like membership building activities. The same impact of the beach, it will do the same thing here. So it's again,
we
it's
don't have a,
again, yeah.
we don't have a beach here, but we have a big lake, but it's useful for the summer, not the
Yeah.
the winter.
It's again, this is your analysis here. There is no beach. Is there is any other place where you can hang over and enjoy and socialize? This is where you have to analyze. Do you remember when I told you there is nothing one for all? It's like a cookie cutter that you select the piece that's work for you. For Celine, it was like an idea. It's due to the analysis that she made. She did the analysis, did the job that's it will help in the building, right? It's the same thing. Do you have, if you have a garden, if you have a good club, if you have a good restaurant, if you have a good place together, this is something that you can put it in the list again, and you will find it through all the strategies, you know? Yeah. There's nothing prohibited to do at all. Let me tell you something, you know? This is a challenge that we faced. We had the spouse of the employees. They wanted to join Toastmaster. The problem is all the Toastmaster clubs available here nearby is either during lunch break, corporate, or after work. It didn't work for them. The time does not work for them. So we recommended for them to establish a club during working hour, after school, during what you call it, a working days instead of weekends, and it worked for them. It's the analysis that you make.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, for example, the school ends around 3 o'clock, and the lunch ended around 1 o'clock here in the premises of our campus. They decided to meet from 1 o'clock to 2:30. They fulfilled their promise to develop. They had the venue to have fun together. All of them are mother house. They don't work. They are staying at home. So they were able to find a common factor here. They analyze it, they plan it, they put a strategy. The strategy went well. Okay, then during the school vacations, everybody was in travel. They adjusted and they just paused during the vacation and they came back again. This club is one of the source of a lot of great potential leaders coming from in our district and area as well. Because of just this simple things of analyzing, putting a strategy plan and refine, which is the process that I discovered here. And if you go to the tactics available, it will comes under social events or something.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So there is nothing yeses in every places. It's all about your analysis.
Great. Well, I think this workshop was very helpful because Rami gave us a lot of ideas and a lot of food for thought for our clubs. It's good to have a strategy, as Rami suggested, and it's good to build on that because maybe with strategy we will have better results. So we know what we do and we know what we aim for. So that's it. That's a guide for us.
Yeah. As I mentioned to you, strategy will tell you what you want to do and what's work for you, what's not working. And it is a common language to connect with all members, to inspire them, to give them a recipe for excellence, to excel. And as you mentioned, you want to learn together, you want to excel together, you want to dream together.
Yes, exactly. So I would like a warm applause for Rami. Please give him a warm applause. Thank you, Rami. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Once again, I really want. Yeah, once again.